All right, class. You know, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've been studying some major Supreme Court cases, such as the Brown versus the Board of Education, as part of our political science class. What we're going to do today is we're going to pretend that we are junior legal counsel, and we've been asked to create a legal memorandum. Now, in the past, we've been reading our Supreme Court cases, and we've given an analysis, right, of what we thought the decision was and how they arrived at it, right? Well, what we're going to use is a process in legal profession. It's called IRAC. Okay? First of all, really just quick, just to teach you a little bit. Anybody know what IRAC, when you use, it's a mnemonic.
Right.
Mnemonics.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is a mnemonic. And IRAC is issue, your research, your analysis, and then your conclusion. When cases come to a law firm, I'm going to speak in these terms, in the legal profession, you will get a client come in and say, you know what, I think this is going on, I think this has been violated. The next step before the case actually emerges into litigation is you do this IRAC on whether there truly is this cause of action. Now, today, I'm going to use the BP oil spill in New Orleans. That's something we're all very familiar with. So, as junior legal counsel, what you're going to do is, I'm going to give each one of you this, or you can pass this around. This is a format used to create legal memorandums. This format is also really handy in other professions where you might be asked to do a position statement, or you may be asked to create a recommendation memorandum. And following this format, this four-stage process, you can produce and develop a well-written legal memorandum. Very straightforward, very straightforward. So, tapping in that format, shows you create your issue, okay? And what we're going to do in your issue, we're going to focus on the BP oil spill, okay? Your law firm has been asked to represent, let's say, individuals in New Orleans, a group of fishermen, for example. Now, if you can, think about the issue. And when you are creating your issue, you can use what, does, did. For example, did BP oil violate environmental laws? That's very broad in general. So that would be your issue. The next step is you set about for your research. And what I'm going to do, because you can't go to a law library, is I want you to look at my environmental law handbook and see if you can pick out which environmental law was violated, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to build a case that answers the issue. Did BP violate an environmental law? And your conclusion will be yes, it violated, okay? So to begin your research, you can start with something as simple as a handbook. You will recall in our past lessons when we talked about federal laws and state laws and regulations, state laws or statutes. Federal laws is the United States Code. So when you look in your book, pick out an environmental law that you think BP violated, okay? And that's where your research can begin. So you've done the issue. Did BP oil violate an environmental law? Look up in that book which environmental law you think was violated. And you work from there.
Okay.
So. When you do your research, when you do legal research, you can start with something as simple as the legal definition of, okay? Or you can go to, a lot of these textbooks that we work from already provide you statutes and regulations and case law that helps you do your analysis and your research. Look in the table of contents, okay? And I'll give you a hint.
Oh.
There's several environmental laws that came out in the 70s that are related to water, air, and how we damage it or don't damage it, conserve it or don't conserve it. So in your table of contents is a good place to start. Here's another hint. You're in the water, okay? You're in the water. And there's environmental laws that tell you what you can do in it or on it, what you can do to it. Water is also where we get our body of maritime law. Anything in the water, on the water is maritime. Anything that's on docks is longshoremen's. So your starting point to answer or address your issue would be, and at the bottom, if I could get over there, I would do some more pointing. At the bottom, when you look at, did you find your act?
Clean Water Act.
Okay. I was going to say, what do you think about that oil act? What do you think about that?
Oil pollution.
You want to double check on that as well.
Well, you were talking about water, so we thought you were giving us a hint.
Right, but we've got water and oil.
Okay.
So is there the possibility that this might be a violation of the Oil Act, which you see in the table of contents?
Or both? Or
Could
do we
be,
need to pick one?
Could be. And what you would do is read what the act says, okay? Would it be